They were breaking fast during Ramadan, holy month, the president's house, opposition party leaders sitting with the head of state. They went there to beg him, to appeal to his conscience, to remind him that 200 million Nigerians deserve a free and fair election. And according to Prince Adewole Adebayo, who was in that room, Tinubu stood up and said this: "You provoke me. When I was in opposition, I suffered. Go and suffer your own. Why should I make laws that favor a free and fair election? If you don't want to vote, don't vote. If only 3 people vote for me, I win." That is what Prince Adebayo says Tinubu told them. In Ramadan, in the State House, on tape. And since Adebayo said it publicly, nobody from the presidency has denied those specific words. Nobody. At All Walks Life, we follow the power. We expose the truth, because you deserve to know what they didn't report. Let us be precise, because precision is what protects us and what makes this story hit harder than any exaggeration could. Prince Adewole Adebayo is the SDP presidential candidate. He ran for president in 2023. He is not a fringe voice. He is a trained lawyer, a respected political figure, and a man who has been inside Nigerian opposition politics long enough to know the weight of what he is saying. He says that IPAC, the Inter-Party Advisory Council, which represents all registered political parties in Nigeria, met with President Tinubu at the presidential villa during Ramadan. They went with one message: Nigeria's electoral laws need reform. INEC needs to be independent. The 2027 election needs to be free and fair. They went as far as go to a leader, respectfully, with a prepared agenda, hoping he would listen. And according to Adebayo, Tinubu did not listen. He jumped up. He said they were provoking him. He said when he was in opposition he suffered, and they should go and suffer their own. He said why should he make laws that favor a free and fair election? He said if people don't want to vote, they don't have to vote. And he said if only 3 people vote for him, he wins. Now, these are Adebayo's words about what Tinubu said. Not a verified transcript, not a recording that has been independently authenticated. Adebayo's testimony, his allegation. But here is what makes this different from ordinary political noise. Adebayo said it publicly at his own iftar gathering in Abuja, in front of journalists, on camera, with a video circulating that he himself says proves what he is claiming. And the presidency, which responds to everything, which has press statements for breakfast, has not denied the specific words. Not the meeting, not the conversation, not the specific quotes. The silence is doing its own talking. Now, let us think about what those alleged words actually mean, if true, for every Nigerian holding a PVC right now. If only 3 people vote for me, I win. That is not a sleep. That is not a joke. If Tinubu said that in a room full of opposition party leaders during the holy month of Ramadan with a tape running, that is a man telling you directly how he sees the 2027 election. Not as a contest, not as a democratic exercise, as something he has already decided, something he controls so completely that the number of people who show up to vote is irrelevant to the outcome. Think about what that means for you. You registered for your PVC, you stood in the sun, you waited, you did everything Nigeria's democratic system asks you to do. And the man currently sitting in Aso Rock, if Adebayo is to be believed, sat in a room during Ramadan and told the opposition that none of that matters, because he wins either way. Now, Adebayo himself responded with something worth sitting with. He said the president doesn't have to win this election. He said he himself doesn't have to win. He said the only thing that must win is Nigeria. That is a powerful statement, but it carries a quiet desperation inside it. Because a man who has to say out loud that Nigeria must win is a man who has just watched a president suggest that Nigeria might lose. And here is the question nobody is asking loudly enough. If Tinubu said what Adebayo says he said, what exactly is the plan to stop it?
210 trillion naira. Say that number slowly. Let it sit in your mind for a moment. Not billion, trillion. 210 of them. from NNPC, Nigeria's national oil company, the institution that sits on top of the resource that is supposed to be every Nigerian's inheritance. Gone. And this week, the one senator who stood up in the Red Chamber and started asking where it went, his colleagues formed a queue to distance themselves from him. The Senate as a body does not want to investigate. The former NNPC boss, when invited to account, said he was shocked anyone would ask. Shocked. Not sorry. Not ready to cooperate. Shocked that anyone would ask. Now add this detail. A former director in NNPC's upstream sector was subjected to a forensic audit. The finding was 5 trillion naira and $1.4 billion in irregularities. Not allegations, a forensic audit finding. And the outcome of that finding was that the director was asked to go. Not prosecuted, not required to return the money, just go. In what country does that happen? In Nigeria, it happened. And the man who should be answering for his ministry, the petroleum minister, who also happens to be the president, has not been asked a single question that required a public answer. And there is one more layer. Sahara reporters published an expose alleging that phone call recordings exist in which the APC chairman and a man named Wunti discussed the president being aware of the NNPC situation and assuring that the matter would be handled quietly. Those recordings have not been officially verified, but the people who should be investigating them, the EFCC, the Senate, the judiciary, are not investigating them. The human line: Nigeria is being asked to borrow money to finance the 2026 budget. The country that cannot find money for roads, hospitals, schools, or security is borrowing money, while 210 trillion naira sits in a question that nobody in power wants answered. The State Police Bill and the question of timing. The State Police Bill passed this week. After 3 years of promises, delays, and politically convenient deferrals, it moved through the House of Representatives in a single sitting. One lawmaker voted against it. His reason? Members were not given enough time to study the bill before voting. That reason deserves more attention than it received. The bill was not drafted this week. The conversation about state police in Nigeria has been running for years. The insecurity crisis that makes the argument for decentralized policing has been visible and documented and deadly for the entire duration of this administration. So the question is not whether state police is a good idea. The question is why it moved now. The answer that several analysts are giving is political. With 2027 approaching and the APC needing something to campaign on, something that sounds like action on insecurity without requiring the government to explain why insecurity got this bad under its watch, a state police bill passed at speed is useful. It's a headline, it's a talking point, it's something to point to. But here's the structural problem that the one dissenting lawmaker was trying to raise. Nigeria has one commander-in-chief. The president commands the military, the police, the navy, the air force. If the state police bill as drafted gives the federal government a mechanism to direct state police commissioners, then what has actually changed? Governors will have a state police force that the federal government can still reach inside and redirect. That is not decentralization. That is a new layer of the same architecture. And it was passed too fast for anyone to check whether that loophole is in the text. The human line. Every Nigerian who lost someone to banditry, to kidnapping, to communal violence over the last 3 years, they deserved this bill years ago. They didn't get it then, they are getting it now at speed in an election season. The dead cannot vote, but the living can ask why.